Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Hello, creepy friends. Welcome to Nick's Obs. And I should have bought a balloon, but not a red one because there's no way I'm seeing it because I don't do clowns. But today is... Can we get a fanfare? It's my birthday. Ha, yes. I am getting old, but I'm still in my 20s, which is a good thing. I was going to say let's have a drink, but I figured let's just toast it with a whole damn bottle, or at least what's left of the bottle. I don't drink, so cherry coke is literally my alcohol. So I'm all ready to go out a little bit later on. I hope you like what I've done. Not that some of you will be into that makeup, but I am. I think it looks cute. I've done a little pink lip there for Lady Penelope, and also because it matches the hairband on my wrist. So today we are here for day 2 of our special Thunderbirds special, which is the Duchess assignment. You can probably tell by the title. And this, as mentioned yesterday, was the most requested one across the last video I did, and I think a couple before that, which was a little while ago. But you guys always give me requests about which episode you'd like me to do next. So I figured this was the one I would do. Leave me a little note to say what you would like me to do next in the way of old episodes. As I say, I'm hoping to get another one in just before the new series begins. We've still got no idea when that's going to be, but hopefully I'll be able to sneak another one in for you guys at some point there. So the Duchess assignment, and I'm going to say again, quite wide majority rules on this, I'm not quite sure. But I'm doing it for you. We're here today for me, let's face it, because I'm really special. And Joe, we're all special, guys. Everybody in the world is special. But also because I do tend to stick to my word. This was the one that you guys wanted, so it's the one you're going to get. So Penelope and Park are in a casino. Penelope's doing relatively well at the table she's on, but when she looks over and sees Duchess Deborah is across the room, she hasn't seen her in a while, she goes to greet her. What Duchess Deborah doesn't realise is that her table is completely rigged. She's being completely and utterly robbed. Looks like she spent a fair few £1,000 here and has essentially blown her money. She puts a crown on the table, and just as she's gambling, Penelope says, actually, you know what, this is all rigged and I can tell. The lights go out, the place is robbed, and poor old Deborah doesn't run her, but Penelope and Parker do go in pursuit of the robbers. They get away, unfortunately, and when Penelope does go to find the Duchess, she goes to her castle only to find it's up for sale, and she's also left the hotel in France that she was in. Is it France? I'm fairly sure it's France, guys. So Jeff Tracy is going to an air show with Penelope over in London. He's had this really expensive suit. He's standing there trying to make sure he's getting his I's and T's and pronouncing everything correctly, because obviously he wants to make an impression. I'm thinking also because he wants to make up an impression on Penelope. That's just a little scenario going on in my head. I always figured that those two would get together at some point. What did you guys think? I always say that anyway. Penelope gets to telling him about the Duchess at an art gallery they go to, and they spot her portrait of a gazelle. And this is where she says, I wish there was something I could do. And Jeff says, actually, you know what? I've got a good idea. And he goes to meet his friend in New York who owns a gazelle building, Gazelle Industries is it, and he's kind of obsessed with gazelles, and he thinks that this is the perfect buyer to invest in portrait of a gazelle. And he, of course, what's his name? Danbridge, that's his name, Danbridge. He thinks it's an amazing idea. He absolutely wants to go and see it. But when a meeting is scheduled with Penelope, Duchess Deborah and himself, Duchess Deborah, he gives her like an offer of 400 and something quid, then ups it to 600 when she refuses. She initially says she doesn't want to part with it, but then she starts playing a game of I don't think that's enough. Now, I guess back in the 60s, £600,000 would be a hell of a lot of money. Today, portraits, I mean, is Portrait of a Gazelle by Picasso? I really don't know. I thought he was more into like weird art. I always remember the one with the hand, so that doesn't quite seem like his work, but let me know because I'm no art buff whatsoever. So eventually he's upset because he really wants the painting. She's reluctant to sell, so Penelope says, how about you rent it? Which is an amazing idea. The Duchess is going to have some money come in, which she can probably gamble away, and he's going to have the portrait over in New York, which is what he wants more than anything. So she decides to fly over to New York to hand the painting over. One check is given on arrival, so she thinks, and another one will be given there and then in cash, apparently. But of course, when it comes to meeting the Duchess at the airport, Danbridge's man that was supposed to collect her gets knocked out, and the two lovely robbers are the ones who go to get her. Now, you may remember them from the casino. They were sitting at the Duchess's rigged table, but more to the point, they were also in the art gallery wearing dresses and wigs. Did you catch them? Because I did. I went, oh look, there they are. At the airport, Penelope has given the Duchess a present of a St. Christopher, which seems all nice and innocent, but actually it's a tracking device so that she can keep her eye on her, because she is slightly worried that someone's going to find out and try and do something, and Penelope is exactly right, as it turns out. The robbers have abducted her. They say they're taking her to Danbridge's country manor house as opposed to the New York building where she was supposed to go, and only when she's there and she's tied to a chair does she realise, oh god, something's really wrong here, this isn't right at all. And then she sits there and goes, oh dear, what's to become of me? Oh, oh. Penelope knows something's wrong, so she informs Jeff, who launches Scott and Virgil out to the danger zone, obviously where they've got the tracking device on, and the robbers don't know about that. They're fairly soundly able to locate her fairly easily. Duchess gets knocked out at one point, but more to the point, what she also does, she tries to get herself free. In the process, she then knocks an electrical box, which, because there's gas lighting in, there's gas all over the room. Inferno explosion. At the danger zone, and obviously for a little while the Duchess is unconscious. She has managed to get herself free of the ropes, not quite sure how, that was done off camera. Scott supports the walls because obviously the building's about to completely and utterly implode, while Virgil goes underneath and in the mole and rescues the Duchess, who's now thankfully awake. Now watch her here, because she picks something up, and initially I thought maybe, oh, maybe she's going to threaten Virgil with a weapon, because let's face it, the last two strangers she met kidnapped her. That's not what that's about. Now, in the midst of all this, the second robber has gone to Danbridge to go and collect the cash, but Danbridge is obviously aware that something's wrong, so he gets the gun out, points it at the robber, in the process accidentally shoots what he believes is portrait of a gazelle. He's broken-hearted. I think the robber got away. I never quite saw anything different from that. Poor little guy. And he's sitting there thinking, I've ruined a very, very expensive Picasso painting. What the hell am I going to do about this? So in the hospital, the Duchess is recovering after her big ordeal. And Danbridge goes in very guiltily and begins to say, look, I'm really sorry, I've ruined the painting. And then it turns out what she picks up in the exploding Inferno house was actually the actual portrait. She never was intending initially to transport the real one with anything but her. The one that was shot was actually a fake. She happily hands it over to him to rent for 6 months, and all's well that ends well. And the Duchess again goes gambling. She's got her house back, she's getting compensated, she's got money coming in from Danbridge, so she's got money again, and she's off to blow it all at a casino. Some people never learn, do they? Can we all just give a massive, massive round of applause here for the Duchess's purple rinse? I watched that and I was like, that is just a thing of the past. That purple and pink rinses were a big thing for women, aging women, when they had grey hair. She just has the best purple rinse I have ever seen, and I've seen a great one once at a train station. That was phenomenal. Not so fast, mon ami. Great line from Parker. Fantastic one line. I watched that, and I suppose it's one that I've not really noticed as much before he said that, and I was applauding with laughter. I thought that was a great one-liner here from him. But he does seem just a little bit too tempted when one of the robbers says, hey, do you want to get a deal? I'll give you some money. He's like, deal? And then he gets away, and then comes in Penelope. We all know Parker has a checkered past, so maybe he was just getting a little bit excited about the money there. What the hell is the Danbridge automated voice system all about? That's just weird. That is just weird and weirdly freaky, and that was all it was. It was so strange, and I'm not surprised Jeff's scared by it. I didn't like it either. Thank God they're not like that in modern day, real modern day Britain. It's a good episode. It's not a very big rescue mission though. There's no real big involvement of international rescue. It is predominantly more about Penelope Parker and the storyline of the Duchess and the portrait of a gazelle, which I don't mind, but obviously if we're watching Thunderbirds, I do like a little bit more Thunderbird involvement. Just my call there. Obviously Lady Penelope is a Thunderbird agent, but it's just me there saying, you know. But it is a vintage episode, and that is the last one you requested. So have a look through, if you've not been here before, have a look through the ones that I have reviewed, and just think about all the old ones and think about what you would like me to do next. As I say, hopefully we can get it in before the new series starts. If not, I might try and remember what happened in the last series of TVAG and do a little preview. The main thing I remember is that the hood got away and the mechanic got away. That's all I really remember. But let's not think about that. We'll do that another day. I'm going to celebrate my birthday now. Thank you everyone so much for being here. If you would like to subscribe to the channel, I'd love to have more friends. Please do. If you'd like to leave a comment about this episode, I'd love to hear from you. And I will see everyone again for another video of anything, because I never stick to one specific thing. That's what Nixie Bobs is all about. Bye everyone.